Salute to Heroes Week continues on WXII 12.
This Thursday night, the American Red Cross will honor a group of people in our community for their exceptional deeds. Second Harvest Food Bank in Winston-Salem is hosting the awards this year.
Of course, our Kenny Beck joins us in studio with our next honoree. Kenny, what can you tell us?
Well, tonight's honoree is Roscoe Pouncey Sr. He has lived an incredibly rewarding life. He was a football star in high school and college and spent more than a quarter century in local law enforcement. But the reason he caught the eye of the Red Cross is because of something he did at Fort Bragg almost 60 years ago. If they'd known back then the man Roscoe Pouncey Sr. would one day become, they probably would have spelled his name right. Before his time in the military, he was a football star, two-time All-State at Atkins, then part of the 1963 CIAA championship team at North Carolina College, which is now NC Central. Less than a year later, Pouncey enlisted in the Army.
Someone has to defend the country and protect the country, and I thought that was something that I needed to do.
This was right in the middle of the Vietnam War. After Pouncey spent time in Korea, the Army brought him back to the States to train to become a drill sergeant.
I think it was my stature. I was in good shape, I was sharp, and I knew what I was doing.
6 weeks later, May of 1966, he was back in his home state of North Carolina, where he became the first black drill sergeant in Fort Bragg history.
Eventually they got more as time progressed, but I was the first one there because I was the only one in the class. It wasn't difficult because we had a lot of camaraderie. We understood each other, and there was rules and regulations that we had to follow. As a drill sergeant, what we try to do is transform a young civilian or a recruit into a soldier that could go to the battlefield. The highlight was really seeing them complete the 8 weeks of training and being able to march and cadence and in step, and that really made me feel proud. I really enjoyed it, from day one to the 8th week, because when they come in, they can't even make a bed. We do everything for them.
Pouncey says he struggled knowing that most of his soldiers would be sent to Vietnam and they wouldn't all make it home. And by September of 1967, his time in the military was over.
That was hard because when we were released from the service, we were not welcome home. They would spit at you and call your names and things like that.
In 1969, at the age of 25, he began his second career in law enforcement.
I can remember a time I went to a house on a regular call as a patrolman, and I was told that they didn't want to see no in person to take their call. And it hurt, but we called another car and the job was done, and you had to keep going.
Pat Norris, who was Winston-Salem's police chief from 2004 to 2008, served under Pouncey in the 90s.
The exterior was a toughness, but the interior person was very giving, kind, definitely liked to share knowledge with you. I know at the police department, he was definitely a role model for all of us as African Americans coming through.
Pouncey retired from the Winston-Salem Police Department in 1994 with the rank of captain.
I think by being in the military, you learn discipline, you learn teamwork, and it really carries over to the police department.
Now, the American Red Cross says this trailblazer who turned 81 back in February is a hero.
It's good to be recognized for your service. And most of the time when you think of being a hero, you don't save somebody's life, but I guess by serving my country and serving my community it makes me a hero, and I appreciate it.
Pouncey was able to go on a Triad honor flight in April of 2024 with his son. He says getting to see patriotic monuments and memorials dedicated to his service, then receiving a hero's welcome at the airport that night, helped to heal a lot of wounds.